Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we'll talk about different kinds of investments that you can do during the downturn in the economy. Now the economy is not necessarily in the downturn yet, but there is a lot of speculation based on the Fed interest rates hike that there is a downturn coming. And how do you invest in this situation? Now, a lot of them have got their green cards and they have earned a lot of cash because they are working for some great companies or they are doing their business and so on. So where do you invest in this kind of situation? I have some good tips for you, so you don't want to miss this video. And before we get into the investment topics, I also have two very important points in terms of immigration. So there is a lot of packed content in this video. You don't want to miss it. You snooze and you will lose. So watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now always as a reminder, I put some links in the description that are affiliate links, and if you buy any of those products using those links, not only that you will get a little bit of a discount, but the channel will get a little bit of a commission. And while you are down there, if you hit the like button, that will greatly help the channel. Now the first important topic I want to cover is about the green cards. Some people have recently received their green cards, and that is a great news for a lot of people, but there have been some unfortunate cases where USCIS has sent them a letter of rescinding their green cards. This is really unfortunate because what has happened is USCIS had the visa numbers until 6th of September, and all of a sudden those visa numbers were exhausted suddenly on that particular date. USCIS essentially used up the entire quota of 2022 by September 6th. And any green cards that were approved after that by mistake by the USCIS officers are now into trouble. So they went ahead and issued the green cards anyways, not knowing that the visa numbers were not available. There were a couple of situations in this case. In some cases, USCIS had requested a visa number from Department of State and they had not received it yet. But in the meantime, they already approved the green card and the candidate received their green card. In some other situations, officer did not even attempt to get a visa number. In the rush that they had, in the tremendous amount of pressure that they had to use up the numbers, they were in this habit of approving all these green cards, and unfortunately they approved some green cards where the dates had retrogressed or the visa numbers were not available. There were at least two people who came to me who were stuck in this particular situation where they got their green cards in the month of October, and presumably their visa numbers was assigned, but evidently after that they got a letter from USCIS saying that they did not have the visa number available, and therefore the green card was issued in error. So that green card is no longer valid. So unfortunately this thing is happening. If you are one of those, if you have received your green card in the month of October, early October, based on the numbers in FY22, and if USCIS has formally sent you a letter of rescinding your green card or your permanent residency, do reach out to me. I have some tips for you. Also make sure that you reach out to your lawyer immediately, let them know about the situation, because USCIS has went ahead and given a comprehensive response to their their reasoning behind the rescinding of their green cards. Now in some particular situations in the past when USCIS had made those mistakes, they had covered up those mistakes. They had given an explanation that a visa number was already assigned before the fact that the date had rescinded, or in some cases where the candidate had a prior EB2 petition but they had downgraded to EB3. In those cases they had went ahead and approved their green card as per the EB2 visa number. So those situations have happened in the past where the candidate did not even have an 485 application in EB2 but still got their visa approved in EB3 while their date was not current in EB3, but it was probably current in EB2. So those mistakes have been covered up. USCIS has admitted and they said that the green card was still valid, but in this particular situation the date was not even current for anybody, not even EB2 or EB3, and still the green cards were issued, and now the candidate is in a fix whether they don't know if they are eligible to appeal, because in the letter they had clearly said that they cannot even appeal. So they probably go back into the I-485 stage. So my suggestion in this case would be contact your lawyer immediately, send a response back to USCIS, ask them for a response regarding their existing green card, should they continue to use it, or if they say no, if they have revoked or rescinded it, then ask them what are their next steps. How do they get back into their pending I-485 status? So that is very important to note, because you may not have your H-1B at this point of time and you may be relying solely on your green card. So it is necessary for you to get back into that pending adjustment of status in case the USCIS has issued you a green card in error and if they have rescinded it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if any of you have this situation, and reach out to me if you need my guidance. But the most important thing in this situation is contact your lawyer and see what the next steps are going to be. Now, the green card status aside, if you have received your green card and if it's legitimate, which would be in most of the cases, let's talk about some of the investment opportunities that you will have. This is from my personal research, and in some of these things that I'm going to talk about, I have personally invested. So I thought it would be interesting, or it would be useful for you to know what are the opportunities out there. How can you invest if you have a chunk of money? Now, regardless of the times, now they are saying that the Feds have increased their interest rates, which will impact a lot of sectors of the financial economy. They are basically trying to get the inflation down, but in the process they may push US economy into recession, and that might happen. It could be a temporary recession, or it could be a short-term recession, but we never know that. What we do know is we will have to take some actions to protect our savings and protect our investments. So let's see what we can do. The first thing I'm going to talk about is stocks. Now, during the bear market, during the downturn of the economy, people tend to sell off stocks. So what happens is there is a panic in the market. Now, regardless of whether the company is doing good or not, the stock can actually turn down. The reason is the stock price really depends on the sentiments of the people who are invested into the stock. If people are in panic, they start to sell the stock, and that's how the stock price starts going down. But the last thing you want to do during a recession, or during a downturn, or during the bear market, you start selling your long-term stocks that you have accumulated throughout the year. Especially with your 401k and other investments, you have to be very careful. Don't sell just because the stock is trending down. Now, in my opinion, this is the perfect time to find a niche possibility of the stocks. So basically, you try to find what are the growth stocks, what are the dividend stocks. Now, I'll give you some examples about the growth. Now, basically the stocks of the companies that are very stable, that have a good pipeline of products coming out, that have high selling products, high selling services. Consider Amazon, consider Netflix, consider Apple, consider Facebook or Google, and those sort of things, those FANG stocks. Now, granted, they are trending lower, but this might be an opportunity for you to actually buy them at the discount price. So look at all these stocks where they were just a few months back and see how they have trended below. Now, this might be an opportunity. So think about it this way. If you think about Amazon was doing great before the pandemic. It did even better during the pandemic because a lot of people were buying from home. They did not want to go outside. So Amazon stock had actually climbed. Amazon as a business had actually grown a lot. Their AWS sector is booming. They are making a lot of money in AWS sector. Now, because of the downturn, if other companies who are using AWS have to cut their cost, then that will impact the stock. That will impact the bottom line of Amazon as well. But in terms of growth in a long term, I see Amazon as one of the stocks that will continue to grow at least 20 to 25% from this lowest point that we have right now. Now, mind you, this is not the lowest. The stock has dropped so much that there is an upward movement at least of 20 to 25% in my mind. Same about Netflix, same about Google, same about Apple. Apple has a lot of good products and they sell iPhones and their other Apple products like crazy, right? So they are going to continue to grow. So that is another stock that you want to look at. Look at Facebook. Not everybody is sold on the metaverse concept, right? Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of the company, planning to put all of his eggs in one basket, which is metaverse. Now, if you believe in that stock, you might be able to buy it at discount price at the moment. It is trending at about $90 at this point of time, which is significantly lesser, about 60 to 70% lesser than what it used to be just about a year back. So think about it. This is the time to buy a lot of growth stocks at a discount price. So that's the way I would look at it. Now don't think about day trading of these stocks. These stocks are not going to have that volatility in the short term. So unless you are a very savvy or a very pro day trader or options trader, I don't think you're going to make money out of these stocks, growth stocks. These are long-term investment. You buy them, hold them for the next 5 years, and then you will realize the gains. Another type of stock that I personally like is the dividend paying stocks. Now the dividend paying stocks are the stocks that give you quarterly dividends based on your investment. These are perfect. These are the companies that I have worked for, say Shell, say Amazon, say some pharma stocks, or some oil and gas stocks like Chevron, Shell. These pay good dividends. Now these companies have a very stable bottom line. They have consistent income and consistent growth. They don't grow necessarily at an exponential pace like the growth stocks, and typically these dividend paying stocks companies usually have lesser investment in growth, so they give back their shareholders in terms of dividends. So that's how they kind of, so if you see a high dividend paying company like Verizon is another great example of dividend paying stock. That company is not investing a whole lot of capital into new businesses and new products and launches. They are doing that to a certain extent, but they are also giving back to their shareholders in terms of dividends. So dividend paying stocks are really good in my opinion. You should have them as part of your portfolio so that you get consistent income based on the investment that you have made in that stock. So that is another one to look at. Now the third category of stock, I usually have growth stocks, dividend paying stocks, and then I have consumer stocks. So consumer stocks are companies like Verizon, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, Amazon, those sort of things, or even staples and things that you buy on a daily basis, things that consumers buy and cannot live without on a day-to-day basis. Those are the kind of consumer kind of stocks. Even if there is a tightening of the belt, there are some consumer items that people cannot afford to live without. So those stocks are continuously trading at a certain level and they give dividends, they may grow. So it's good to have those in your portfolio. So that kind of balances out your stock portfolio. And last thing I wanted to talk about the stocks is I am a long-term buyer of stock. I do not buy and sell stocks on a daily basis. Those are day traders. In the downturn of the economy, when the stock prices are going down, you have to be a very savvy investor, a day trader or a stock options trader that knows how to trade the stocks day in and day out. Only then you will make money. You can make money during the options trading when the stock is going down. You can short the stock, you can do the short squeeze, you can sell puts when the stock is going down, and so on. So you can make money in the bear market as well. That needs a very thorough knowledge of how the stock market works, how you can do the options trading and day trading. I'm not one of those, so I cannot give you an advice on that particular type of investment, but my strategy of stock is buy low and hold on to them until the stock grows, and also buy the stocks which provide you a dividend, which is like a quarterly income that you will get from those companies. Put down in the comment section below what kind of a trader are you. Are you a day trader, are you an options trader, or are you a long-term stock investor? Another type of investment that I also occasionally do is invest in S&P 500 or NASDAQ. The way to invest it into those stocks are these are pool of stocks that form an index fund. For example, I will give you two examples. For S&P 500, you can buy SPY. SPY is the index, and you can buy that which is the collection of stocks that are listed in S&P 500. So if you want to invest in S&P 500 up and down, you can invest in SPY. Similar to that, there is a QQQ, which is for NASDAQ. Those are the two that I would recommend if you want to invest into index fund for S&P 500 or NASDAQ. Those are the two very good, SPY and QQQ. Now some special tips that I would like to give you. The first one is don't try to time the bottom of the market. Now the stocks are trading down and people panic and start selling the stock. And if you want to buy the stock at this point of time, don't try to time the market. You can never do that. You can never be successful at timing the market. What you can do is look at the last 5 years or 2 years or a couple of years, how that stock has performed. If the stock has gone down by a significant amount, say 20, 30 or 40%, consider that as a discount rate. So now if you buy the stock, you're still buying that at a significantly lower price than what it used to be in the past. Now the markets are bound to go up. in the long run, in the 5-year, 10-year, 15-year time period, the stock market goes up. Nowhere in the history you have seen that the stock market has gone down back to the levels which it was in like 15 years back or 20 years back. The final trajectory is always upwards. Don't try to time the bottom, just buy it at the right price when you think that the stock price is at a discount rate. That is my first tip. Now the second tip is, there are lots of WhatsApp groups on investments, lots of Discord accounts on investments. A lot of people are day trading. Now, unless you know how to day trade, unless you know how to do options, don't go into that. If you want to go that route, you have to be very thorough. You have to know what you're doing, and only then it's worthwhile. Otherwise, if you try to do that day trading and all, you will earn here and there, but you will also incur losses. And if you look at the cumulative, even the pro day traders and pro stock options traders, very few of them make a very good income out of it, because they win 2 times, they lose 2 times, they win 3 times, they lose 2 times. In the end, the margin that they earn after losses and gains is not that much. Now there is an exception to this. There are really good and talented savvy traders that can do that can earn like crazy if they are doing that. But normal people are not like that. They cannot time the market, so it's a gamble in my opinion. Just go for the long-term buy and hold strategy. Buy low and hold it until the stock is higher. The third point is, don't sell if the stock starts going down after you buy. So it's a typical thing. As soon as you buy a stock, it starts dropping. Don't panic. So like what I said before, if you have bought the stock at the right price after your due diligence, and if it still start dropping, hold on to it until it comes back. It will revert back if you have done your due diligence. Now the next thing is, improve your affordability. Don't get into the things that is sucking up your money, like buying a new car and having big installments on it. If you have a rate of interest which is more than 3, 4 or 5% on a car, I would say pay it out if you have the cash. It's not worthwhile to keep giving that interest rates out to the banks for your car, which is depreciating in value, mind you. Same thing with the house. If you have a higher rate of interest, which I suppose most of you won't, because until last year the interest rates were 2% mark, whereas if you have bought the home lately, must be around 4 or 5 or even 6. Now the interest rates are even higher. So don't put your money into buying a new home at this point of time, would be my advice. The interest rates are ridiculously high, unless you are buying cash or something like that. I talked about getting rid of high interest debt. That is a cash pit. You should always look for opportunities. If you get a bonus check from your company or some extra income from your side, always put to reduce your debt. If your interest rate is very high, always reduce that debt. Now during the bear market or during the downturn, cash is the king. Not all of it. You have to have some cash in the bank. The rest of it, you start investing. So there is another strategy when you cannot time the bottom of the market. That strategy is called dollar cost averaging. Now if you look at any of these apps, like cryptocurrency app like Webull, they allow you to invest in a regular way. So every month you can invest in a cryptocurrency. Say for instance $100 or $200. You can schedule your investment in a particular stock or a particular cryptocurrency on a regular basis. So that way you don't have to worry about the price of that particular crypto or a stock. If it's at a certain level, you are buying at that. If it's dropped, you are buying at that. Your average cost of all the buys that you make over a period of time is going to be better than waiting for that bottom and missing out on that and buying it higher again. And since we are talking about Webull, here is a sponsor's note. So I know for sure that some of you are interested in stock trading, day trading, buying cryptocurrencies. I want to present you Webull. Webull is a trading platform. It allows you to buy stock, it allows you to buy options, do options trading, and also it allows you to buy cryptocurrency. It can be done on the computer or on the mobile app. Now if you use my link, which is on the screen and also in the description, you will get some free stocks, and those free stocks will be valued up to maximum of $30,600. So if you are just starting out, or if you are looking for a new platform, if you will use the link in the description, the sponsor link in the description, you will get some free stocks. Now another way to invest is in precious metals. Typically during the downturn, when the stocks are down, markets are down, the precious metal cost increases because people start investing in gold and silver and other precious metals. Now you can directly buy them as gold bars or silver coins and things like that. Other ways of investing in gold and silver is investing in their securities or ETFs. Now these ETFs are backed by this gold and silver, so when you invest in those ETFs, you're actually secured with a precious metal. Now I would highly recommend looking at gold IRAs, gold backed securities, ETFs, or gold bullions. So you can also buy securities through bullions. Another thing is investing into art. Now this is a very new type of investment where you are essentially buying into millions of dollars of art. Now there are art in terms of paintings, in terms of sculptures, in terms of different artifacts that have a very high value. Those are sold at auctions at millions of dollars. Now there are companies that let you invest into such art and you actually get dividends and you actually get returns on top of that. So that is a new category of investment, buying into arts. I'll let you know one particular avenue how you can invest in art. Now there are two more topics that I wanted to talk about, crypto and real estate, but they deserve their own video. So I'll talk them about in their own independent videos. Also, before I leave, I want to remind you about my giveaway that will be done. The winner will be announced in the first week of December. The giveaway is Apple Series 8 watch in aluminum edition. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to my channel, do so on this video and any subsequent video leading up to December 1st week. So good luck on the giveaway. I hope you liked the content of this video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.